So I just completed assembly of the Rep Fitness Aries 2.0 along with the PR5000 rack. And I thought to give a couple tips that I came into understanding a little better once I built it. Couple things, the packaging and the product are unbelievable. I couldn't believe how well something this massive could be put into boxes and packaged in. I had very little issues with that in general. I did have a few issues during assembly, more inconvenient items that I had to just, take the bolts out and replace or flip around. But other than that, everything went really, really smoothly. A couple things that I will say. I know there were some questions about building the rack before you build the Aries. I wouldn't recommend it, and I'll tell you why. Because the placement of the bolts for the rack matters. And if you have the heads of the bolts the wrong direction, and when I say the wrong directions, I mean the way that they have you put them in for the 5000 series rack, you'll have to take those back out and flip them around and redo them. Also, when you're building this, the entire thing has to remain loose. All the bolts have to remain loose while you're putting the thing together. And then they are cinched up and squared up at the end or close to the end. So you'd have to just go around and you'd have to loosen all of that if you're doing your rack. It's not a huge deal, but it's something to be aware of. A couple other things. There are pieces like this up top and also on the bottom down here that will not fit unless the bolts are a certain direction. So otherwise they will hit. So if you take a look right down there, you can see that the head of the bolt I have on the front, and then on the back side is the nut. Well, I had that reversed, and because of that, this bracket here would not fit. So again, small things, but things just to take into consideration. A couple little things and a couple maybe medium things. The biggest issue that I had with this rack, and I know people are talking about it a little bit, about the pulley, the smoothness of the pulleys. Well, I figured it out when I got these. I took a closer look at these guide rods, and they were not great. They had a nice shine to them, but run your hand and your fingers down these guide rods, and you're going to feel like abrasiveness and like nicks in the actual guide rod. So after feeling that, I knew that the quality of these was not the best. So a simple fix for that is I took a green Scotch-Brite pad and I ran a green Scotch-Brite pad down all four of these, which does take the shine off a little bit, but it doesn't matter. You're going to be covering them with some sort of grease anyway. And then they were super smooth. So that was a nice fix to that. I did coat these with a little bit different grease than what they recommended, which I thought was good as well. And these are buttery smooth now. I didn't have any real other issues other than that. There's a couple of little nuanced things with the 80-inch rack that I've got that I'm learning about now. Like, for example, depending on what type of bench you have, how low it is, this is as low as the spotter arms will go with the trolleys in the bottom position. So that's not quite low enough for me to get a good stretch on my bench. So I'm probably going to have to store the trolleys in the upright position and then figure something out with the cable. So just little things that I'm figuring out, and I'll figure out throughout the week. I'll be sure to post the things that I've discovered as well as I use this more in the upcoming week. Anyway, great purchase. I'm excited to start using this, and I'll post some more as I use it a little bit.